Google Stitch recently came out. It made big waves, but there's one big thing that no one's talking about. So I want to talk about what that big thing is and what the solution is to that problem. The main issue with Stitch is that in fundamental ways, it's designed differently from how designers actually design. Let me show you. When designers are working, they work down from the largest elements in design to smaller and smaller elements of design. So they make the decisions at the largest level first with things like layout, and then work to the smallest things, the final visual pixel perfect polish at the end. So they might do the layout first, and then they'll work on the components, right? The buttons, the inputs, the cards, then maybe the design tokens. So your color styles, your global spacing styles, your shadow styles, and then on to your final polish. But this is actually not entirely right. There's one additional thing, and that's this huge iteration loop. So what actually happens when you're designing is something like this. So you'll start out with your biggest elements, namely your layout, and you'll go through this loop of iteration, and you say, I first want to decide the sort of general direction, right? And so you'll iterate through tons and tons and tons of different layouts. You want to move very quickly through this process until you're satisfied with one direction. And then you'll move down in scale and you'll say, okay, I like this, but for each of the elements within this design, I want to finesse some of the components. Maybe I need to add a different component here. Maybe I need to tweak this component right here. And so we'll do that same iterative loop on the components. And then you'll move down through each process here. And notice the iteration, the speed here is not just a nice to have. Sometimes we think about the iteration speed as just, oh, it's nice to move faster. But having a fast iterative loop actually does 3 additional things for you. But before we do that, let me start a design going in Stitch. I'm going to do the most basic possible example here. I'm just going to say design a to-do app and just send it off. Now, the 3 benefits that speed gives you are the following. First, it lowers the cost of curiosity. So when your design tools are slow, mistakes are expensive. You naturally become attached to your first viable idea because you don't have a time to be wrong. It's like sculpting marble. Every choice is calculated and cautious. But when iteration is instant, the cost of a mistake drops to 0. You can treat your work like wet clay, freeing you to ask, what if this happens? What if this happens? And you can freely explore without penalty. Second, it closes the gap between your thought and execution. So complex designs require holding intricate mental models in your working memory. If a tool lags or takes dozens of steps to execute a single idea, you lose your mental thread. So when your tools keep up with the speed of your thought, you enter a flow state. You stop managing the software and can focus on the product and the iteration itself. And third, it proves that quantity breeds quality. Instead of agonizing over a single high-stakes prediction, speed allows you to churn through the obvious expected ideas rapidly. You learn from every quick iteration, building on small failures until you uncover the nuanced, innovative solutions hidden beneath them. Okay, so those are the benefits of speed. And so we can look here, we've got our first design right here. Now, maybe you're happy with this. Maybe you're not, but let's say you want to work at that first level of iteration. So you say, I want to see a couple of other design directions. So I think what you do is let's select this dashboard right here. Let's add it to a multiple of 3 and just say, give me 3 different variations. Okay, so now while that's working, I want to jump over to Designer and show you how we're thinking about this standard design process a little bit differently. So we're going to do the same prompt here, design a to-do app. And you can see we've got this new option that's Explore Styles, and that's designed for this first highest level of iteration. So when I pass off the prompt here, we're going to quickly be able to see a bunch of different design directions that we can choose from. Okay, great. So we've got some options right here that took under 15 seconds. And as I'm looking through here, I got some standard options. I got some non-standard options. I kind of like this one right here, but once again, we need an iterative loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and when I highlight over it, you can see I've got a couple of different options. And so I want more like this. So I'm starting to go along this forking path, right? And so I like this, but I'm not completely sold. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there's an additional better layout. So I'm just going to say more like this. So that's our seed style, and we're going to see variations on that seed style. Okay, cool. So that took under 10 seconds right there. I'm really liking this. I like this style, but I wonder if the color is the best. And so I'm going to actually remix the color here. So we're working down in this hierarchy. Those came in immediately. I really like this blue, but let me see one more variation. Let's remix the colors again. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But maybe I think I do want this blue one. So I'm going to use this style. So now I'm going to use this as the base style for the rest of my screens. Okay, great. This is done. Let's jump back over to Stitch because I've just worked through this iterative loop here and that first step of the highest level. And so I want to see where we are with Stitch. Okay, these other variations are generated now. Let me see here. So I asked for this dashboard. Oh, I think these are the other maybe this one? I'm not sure. So these look very similar. So maybe I did something wrong right here. So let me just select this one again, and let's try this again. 3 variations, and I'm going to say, give me 3 different, let's say, very different design directions. Okay, so while we're waiting for those to generate, let's jump back over and let's move down to that next level of iterating on the components. You can see in this pink right now, that indicates that this is a reusable component. So here I've got 3 similar components right here. And what I can do is I can double click into here, and this brings me into a component studio. So I can add different variations on here. So I'm going to add a dimension right in here, and let's just rename this dimension to a color dimension. And so I've got this blue one already, and this is going to be our destructive. And so let's just change the color right here. Let's remove that. And we're going to set this to our error state. Okay, great. So now I have 2 different variations on this component. Let me come back in here, and I would just want to see how this error state looks in here. And I can see I've got my other color variation right here. So I'm going to select destructive, and I can see that. Beautiful. That's great. Maybe I can come in here to this one here. I can see we've got a little bit of contrast issues here. So let's just go into it right here. Let's just change this to our background color right there. So that's looking much better. Beautiful. All right, let's jump back into Stitch and see where we're at. Okay, great. It looks like we are getting some variation. This is significantly different. This is significantly different. I like that. And so let's move to our next part where we want to change some of the styles of the components. So we're moving down in that hierarchy here. Now, I don't think these are reusable components, so I can't just come in here and directly modify them. I think I can do it through the style application here. So maybe I want to increase the contrast of these little badges or these little card items right here. So let me see if I can do that. I think if I modify, let's edit this. Can I select that card? I guess I can't. I think maybe I can modify the design system here. So if I go in here and the design system, this is the neosynthesis. That's right. So let's go for maybe it's this neutral color. Maybe if I bring it up a little bit like that. Let's see if that works. Save and apply. Okay, that may have been this. So that's what, maybe I can just prompt this. So let's say change the um, cards, work, personal, shopping, so that the background has greater contrast with the background of the app. Oh, is that another page? Okay, that's fine. Okay, maybe while that's generating, we can go back and move to our next step of design token. Okay, so in Designer here, if you go to your theme settings here, you have all of your design tokens. So your primary, your secondary colors. And when you change those, these are going to just immediately propagate throughout your app. So you can see it right there. We're propagating that style. You have other design tokens like spacing, which will immediately be applied to your design. That looks pretty good. The corner radius to all your boxes and your font style. So you can set these globals, and then of course you can go in and set any properties, overrides that you need. Let's jump back into Stitch. Okay, so here's our design. It may have increased it a little bit, but we're getting some additional borders now as well. Okay, so in practice, what you're looking for in a design tool is not simply the number of features that you're getting, but does this map to the standard workflow of how you're producing UI? We'd love to know your experiences that you've had with Stitch and with Designer, and let us know about what aspects of your workflow would be more helpful to have in a design tool.